The College of Southern Idaho's Jerome Center is offering a bilingual class that has assisted legal residents in receiving their U.S. citizenship. Raquel Fernandez dreams of one day finding a profession she's passionate about in the United States, but not being fluent in English has held her back. With a push from her daughter, Fernandez began taking the CSI Jerome Center's U.S. citizenship class.
Tengo que hacer tarea con mi hija y pues quiero ser alguien en Estados Unidos. Bueno, alguien más de lo que soy, ¿verdad? Porque cada persona de acuerdo a su nivel es alguien. Pero si puedo escalar un nivel más, pues, y lograrlo, pues lo hago.
Fernandez was fearful that she would not pick up on the English language, but all of that changed when she met the instructor.
Ella enfoca mucho en la motivación y pues hace lo que sea para que el alumno aprenda.
Maestra Briceño says many people fear taking the classes because they don't speak English.
And I said, like, don't worry, the classes could be the half and half English and Spanish, so you are going to be prepared to answer correctly all the questions, to understand this, because this is the first step, to understand what they're talking about it, and they can feel comfortable to answer.
Students learn English writing, speaking, and reading skills, and most importantly, civic test preparation. Participating in these classes helped Fernandez receive her U.S. citizenship. Now, she encourages residents to not be afraid and take the class.
No se van a arrepentir de poder dar ese paso, de llegar a un lugar donde te acojan para que tú puedas aprender.
The class is free of charge to the community. To learn more, visit idahonews6.com. Evelyn Avitia, Idaho News 6.
Meteorologist Scott Dorval with the Idaho News 6 forecast.
Well, we take a look at the weather we've had today in the northern Magic Valley here, actually Twin Falls in the western Magic Valley. A lot of cloud cover. You see a little blue trying to peek through from time to time, but again, cloud cover coming in from the north, and we've even had a couple of rain showers pushing on through the region. And in the eastern Magic Valley, we had a thunderstorm push through just east of the Burley area not long ago. Temperatures have gotten into the upper 50s, and so for the most part, cooler than it has been, and it looks like we're going to continue to see a cooling trend as we head into the day on Wednesday. So there you see during the early evening hours, we have those showers and even some thunderstorms pushing through, mainly through the Midi-Cassia region, some sprinkles over the Twin Falls area. Now, the forecast overnight tonight will call for some clearing weather. It will go partly cloudy with it at 40 degrees. And then tomorrow when you wake up, that 40, but sunshine in the morning, some clouds later in the day. Could get breezy later on, high temperatures near 60. My extended forecast for the weekend is coming up.
It's a sobering statistic. On an average year, 3 Idaho children drown in irrigation canals. Tonight, a warning for parents who live near our state's 500 miles of canals, as experts encourage everyone to educate kids about canal safety. The cold, fast-moving waters are dangerous any time of year, but especially at the beginning of the season. Even if you can swim, it's almost impossible to get out. And by the way, playing or even walking on canal banks is considered trespassing.
It's movie time in the Idaho mountains after some challenging pandemic years. The Sun Valley Film Festival is back in Ketchum this weekend.
At the core of the festival is the destination and bringing people back to Idaho and back to Sun Valley and communing and celebrating storytelling together.
This year brings a slate of buzzy films, posh parties, and the event's famous coffee talks with icons of the film industry.
Our coffee talks are free. They're open to the public. It's first come, first serve. Coffee's on the house.
Guests include stars like Amy Poehler and Woody Harrelson, as well as some newer faces, including cast members from the Netflix series Outer Banks. Tickets are on sale right now. You can learn more at sunvalleyfilmfestival.org.
Magic Valley dog owners looking for a spring cleaning can bring their furry friends to the College of Southern Idaho's annual Dog Wash. This event helps support the college's veterinary technician program.
This is a huge deal for us. This is the main fundraising point for our program, and this is basically where we make most of our money to do our activities throughout the year.
This dog wash has helped fund the program for 20 years, but this will be the first time it's held in the new vet tech facility.
We have a lot more tables and options, and so it helps us out a lot because we can actually fit more dogs, and hopefully it can help us raise even more money and be more productive.
Pandemic fears resulted in fewer furry friends turning up to the last 2 events. Now, students are hoping to see lots of wagging tails this time around. Interacting with new dogs during grooming also provides students with learning opportunities.
It also helps a lot of the first years with their education, like learning how to clip nails, clean ears, and wash dogs, because a lot of them haven't done that. And that is something you do as a vet tech.
You can drop your pup off at CSI's Veterinary Technology Building near the Expo Center this Saturday. The event is from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Bella Bright, Idaho News 6.
Get the latest from Idaho News 6 anytime. We'll be right back. Meteorologist Scott Dorval with the Idaho News 6 forecast.
Well, a view from the Canyon Cam a little earlier today showed a lot of that cloud cover, and we had a little light rain as well. Notice how it's starting to get a little bit more green out here. So, yes, indeed, the spring has sprung, and temperatures are starting to come up, although we are going to start to cool back down a little bit, and the wind is going to be at least a little bit of an issue here over the next several days. But today, earlier, we had the rain showers pushing from north to south, and this is what it was looking like a little earlier in the evening, especially up in the Mini-Cache region in the South Mountains out towards Pomerelle. You see the rain and snow showers. Eastern Magic Valley, Western Magic Valley, we had the rain showers in Twin Falls earlier in the day, but they're coming to an end. Everything rotating around that storm system that's departing, and you see the breezy conditions and the moisture again coming down from the north here, even a couple of thunderstorms in the Eastern Magic Valley earlier today. So this is tomorrow's weather, still pretty mild. That's coming in from the west. This cold front will come in tomorrow night, and so the wind will kick up later in the day as the front approaches, and then the very breezy conditions and a drop in temperature will arrive for Thursday. That's when we'll see that change coming on in. So Futurecast shows the showers could hang on for a little while in the Mini-Cache region of the higher elevations overnight tonight. It just kind of wanting to hang on as the air's rising up the mountains. It causes that to occur. But here's the day tomorrow, just generally partly cloudy, and then later in the afternoon, and actually tomorrow night, after that front, or as front's going through, some moisture could push back into the Eastern Magic Valley, maybe hitting Twin Falls. We'll have to see, but this is going to be late at night on Wednesday night, and back into Thursday, we're going to see some sunshine come back in. The 10-day forecast shows some pretty significant snow up in central Idaho, a little bit of snow in the South Mountains, but in general, obviously nothing in the valley locations. But there's some moisture. We're still moisture starved in southern Idaho, and it's just not going to be a good water year for southern Idaho. We'll keep you updated, and we'll give you some more reports on that as we start getting water supply forecasts coming on in. Sun Valley forecast for tomorrow, 53. 47 on 30, a cold on Thursday. The cold day will be right here, 21 degrees on Friday morning. That's going to be the coldest morning. Then we'll see those temperatures slowly coming back up with highs right around 50 for much of the extended period. If you're headed to Sun Valley or you're in the Wood River Valley right now and you wonder what the weekend's going to be, 51 degrees, not so bad over the weekend. Our Northern Magic Valley forecast for tomorrow in the lower 60s, mostly sunny, becoming breezy later in the day. Northwest winds could go up to 10 to 20 miles an hour, about 10 to 15 miles an hour in the Western Magic Valley. 62 in Buell and Twin Falls. Hollister, it'll be about 59 degrees for the high tomorrow, while Burley hits 61. And don't forget, we still have the showers that have been, well, we've had them this evening. They're going to be lingering overnight for a little bit, and then they'll dry out. So during the day tomorrow, our forecast looks like this. Partly cloudy skies, you see it right here, 62 degrees, and then the cool day Thursday. Look at that noticeable temperature drop to 51 with wind, so it will be chilly. It'll be a cold morning on Friday if you're planning on doing any golfing, only 33. 57 later, but getting up into the low 60s over the weekend. The weekend looks pretty good. A little bit of a breeze, but not so bad. Wind may come back next week as the temperature, again, kind of on a roller coaster ride here for the next about 7 days or so, but there's some mild weather that could come in the end of next week. In the meantime, enjoy the coming weekend.
This is Idaho News 6.
A major strategy shift. That's what U.S. officials are calling the Kremlin's latest plan to drastically reduce military forces in 2 Ukrainian cities.
The Russian Ministry of Defense says it has decided to de-escalate following peace talks. Chris Wynn reports on this key military change and what Russia expects in return.
A significant move on 2 fronts. Russia pulling back some forces from Kyiv and Chernihiv following the latest peace talks with Ukraine in Istanbul, with Turkey hailing the talks as the most meaningful progress yet. More than a month into the invasion, many crediting the underestimated resilience of the Ukrainian people.
I do think that Ukraine is in a good negotiating position, much better than they would be had they not been able to push the Russians out of Kyiv.
Paramount to Russia's change in strategy, an agreement on neutrality. A Ukrainian presidential advisor saying a meeting between Putin and Zelensky is now a likelihood. But the shelling of northern cities continued on Tuesday, even as the de-escalation was announced.
Mr. Mayor, what was that?
You have just heard an explosion. That means something has flown in to attack us. You can give this recording to your military and they will tell you that this is not our explosion. This isn't us striking something. This is something that has come from the enemy side.
U.S. officials believe Russian forces are pulling back in some areas of the north to focus on gains in the south and the east. But Secretary of State Antony Blinken cautions that this could be a deception.
There is what Russia says, and there's what Russia does. We're focused on the latter.
In Washington, I'm Chris Wynn reporting.
Maverick gas stations are showing support to Ukraine and giving customers a chance to donate. The company announced it is donating $50,000 to the Red Cross for humanitarian support to the people impacted by the crisis. Customers can also participate in the Round Up Your Change program, rounding up transactions to the nearest dollar, with 100% of the funds going to the Red Cross. The donations will be accepted at all Maverick locations through April 28th.
To watch these stories again, go to IdahoNews6.com. We'll be right back.
The FDA expands the emergency use authorization for all adults over 50 years old to get another COVID-19 booster shot.
The medical community is mixed on whether additional booster shots are necessary to protect people from the virus, but the CDC reports the risk of dying from COVID-19 was 21 times greater for those who were unvaccinated compared to those who were boosted. Officials also say unvaccinated COVID-19 hospitalizations more than double those who had the booster shot. The findings are based on information gathered in January during the peak of the Omicron variant.
For both the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines, the second booster can be given 4 months after the first. A second booster shot was previously only allowed for people over the age of 12 who had severe immune deficiencies. The CDC is not expected to officially recommend a second booster shot, but instead approves for shots being given to those who want them. As new COVID-19 case numbers continue to drop in the U.S., cases of the flu and hospitalizations are rising.
And the increase is coming at an unusual time this year. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has more on why the flu may be spreading now.
In the U.S., the CDC says flu season typically peaks between December and February, but in many parts of the country, flu activity is now climbing.
The flu's not a joke. People still die from the flu.
The latest numbers from the CDC show flu cases are rising in most places across the U.S., but are still lower than pre-pandemic seasons. Still, this season, the CDC estimates there have been at least 3.1 million flu cases, 31,000 hospitalizations, and around 1,800 deaths. The highest levels of flu recorded right now in the central and south central regions of the country, where some schools have had to cancel classes due to the surge of cases. This comes after a nearly non-existent flu season last year.
The COVID virus is a respiratory virus also. So the measures that have been useful and helpful decreasing transmission of that virus have also played some impact on the influenza virus.
Emergency medicine Dr. Daniel Bogman with Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center says the rise in cases could be because many of those public health measures like masking and social distancing are being relaxed. He says it could also be the natural flow of the virus itself and says it's not too late to get a flu shot. You can also help slow the spread if you develop symptoms.
If you have those symptoms, then try to limit your exposure to other people.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
You can also lower your risk of getting the flu by washing your hands frequently, not touching your nose and eyes, and you can also wear a mask to help limit the spread if you do have flu symptoms.
Well, astronaut food is getting a major upgrade, celebrity chef style. Jose Andres is preparing a special version of his signature paella to send up to the International Space Station. That doesn't look fabulous there, but on a plate, better. The chef concentrated on giving the Spanish staple bold flavors that the astronauts would enjoy and on strict nutrition requirements set by NASA. It's scheduled to go up to the space station next month alongside the first mission to ISS with an entirely private crew. Actually, that looks pretty good there. Do you think that, but they don't have plates up there, do they?
You know, but do you need them? Because it's just floating in the,
just floating,
space.
Big globules of it, so it doesn't really matter with presentation anyhow. It's floating around.
I just had never imagined that astronaut food probably had that much flavor, so this could be a big upgrade.
Yeah, I think so. You're right.
Let's take a look at this forecast coming up for the day tomorrow. It looks like we'll see, temperatures aren't cooling down dramatically yet, but they're going to be. We're going to be still near 60 tomorrow. Sunshine early, clouds later in the day, a little bit of a breeze later in the day as well, and then cooler as we head to the day on Thursday. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Have a great evening. We look forward to seeing you again next time.
Thanks for tuning in to Idaho News 6 over the air or streaming online. Coming up tonight, we catch up with Don Day from Boise Dev about why the city of Boise is taking a closer look at their zoning codes. Plus, as the state grows, our open lands are shrinking. We'll tell you why a local group says not so fast. And after failing to pass legislation that would fine librarians for allegedly handing out explicit materials to minors, lawmakers came up with a different solution to rule out those claims. More details coming up.
This is Idaho News 6 with Karen Lair, Don Nelson, and Roland Veris.
The city of Boise has been working for years to update its zoning regulations, which is essentially a set of ordinances and laws that say what can be built and where.
In tonight's State of 208, I met up with Don Day of Boise Dev in Boise's North End to discuss how Boise plans to manage their future growth.
For us, it's about answering people's questions.
Growth is the cornerstone of BoiseDev.com. It's why Don Day started the online service in the first place. And now as growth continues to skyrocket, so has Day's operation.
People really want to hear more about where this valley is going over the next 5 or 10 years.
Well, you know, we have a team of 5 now. We're trying to cover all the growth and the business and the things that go along with it. And really we try and focus on, what questions people have. So they write us and they're like, hey, I see this project. Tell me what it is. We do a lot of those stories because people want to know what's happening in their neighborhood and how it affects them.
One of those questions that Day and his staff write about are zoning changes in the City of Trees.
Now Mayor McLean came into office. She said, you know what, we're going to start over a little bit. We're going to go back to the drawing board and we're going to change the way we get public feedback.
And what some of that feedback says is creating what the city calls our modules, where each neighborhood can stand on its own, so to speak.
The city thinks that things should be a little bit more dense as we go along. It looks at this in some ways to help the housing crunch, which is, as we know, driving prices up. They think if we can make the city more dense, move people living more closely together, it'll help that, while at the same time allowing more types of commercial development. So in their vision, people don't have to drive as far, they might be able to walk.
According to Day, the city would like to see taller buildings, especially along transit corridors, such as State Street and Overland Road.
They think, hey, let's put taller buildings so that people who can get access to a bus to maybe get downtown or go to the mall can do that in a way, and again, cut down on those number of car trips.
Day says Idaho is a private property state, and cities still get to dictate what they can do in certain parts of the city.
But what's interesting is the city's kind of making a more free market argument that says people should be able to build whatever they want on their property within some reason. So if they want to build a duplex on a place where there's a single family home, they should be able to. And the city's generally democratic. So you've got some weird kind of things that cross along ideological lines as far as where the city goes in the future.
And where that exactly takes us, we're not quite sure, except our growth won't stop anytime soon. Don Nelson, Idaho News 6.
As the Treasure Valley grows, more open spaces are giving way to housing developments. And as we've reported, some local groups like the Boise Open Space Alliance and Friends of McGurdio Park are working to more permanently protect those spaces. Our Anna Azalian reports.
The debate between protecting open space and building more housing has been going on for months, even years here in the Treasure Valley. Over the summer, this land on South Cole Road, once designated to be a park, was the center of that debate here in Boise. Now, both the city of Boise and a group of open space advocates are working to protect open space, but they're going about it in different ways. The city of Boise is working to protect open space by placing deed restrictions on all park property or open space within city limits and owned by the city.
What we'll be setting up future councils with is really a plan that all of the park properties have specific intended use restrictions on them, and it makes it easy to manage in the future.
The city can't tell future city council members what to do, but they can make it more difficult to rezone or change the intended use of this land. Under a deed restriction, if any land is used for something other than its intended purpose, ownership would revert back to whoever sold or donated the land in the first place. The city of Boise is now in the process of drafting these deed restrictions for all park and open space properties within Boise city limits and owned by the city. And in the future, any land annexed into the city of Boise would come with a deed restriction. Some city council members have expressed concern about tying the hands of future city councils.
There could be an extreme fiscal disaster within the city of Boise, and the city council at that time may need to generate cash in order to keep the city afloat.
A group of open space advocates says this doesn't go far enough to protect Boise parks and open space, so they've submitted a ballot initiative.
Our ballot initiative will require a public vote before the city can sell off or change the land use of parks and permanent open space.
The director of the City of Boise Parks and Recreation Department, Doug Holloway, says the city's lawyers are still evaluating whether this is a legal option under state law. Anna Azalian, Idaho News 6.
It's a sobering statistic. On an average year, 3 Idaho children drown in irrigation canals. Tonight, a warning for parents who live near our state's 500 miles of canals as experts encourage everyone to educate kids about canal safety. The cold, fast-moving waters are dangerous any time of year, but especially at the beginning of the season. Even if you can swim, it's almost impossible to get out. And by the way, playing or even walking on canal banks is considered trespassing. The head gates on area canals will be opening up for the spring irrigation season soon. Water will begin flowing down the New York Canal on April 18th, and the Nampa Meridian Irrigation District will decide on the Reidenbach Canal next Tuesday. It takes roughly 2 weeks for Treasure Valley canals to fill up.
If you've been searching for a new pet, you're in luck, as the largest national pet adoption event rolled into town this week. Starting on Tuesday, the Idaho Humane Society is hosting Tour for Life, a week-long national pet adoption event. Led by North Shore Animal League America, Tour for Life aims to save the lives of our furry friends by finding their forever home. And this year, 53 cities in 37 states are participating in the tour, including the Idaho Humane Society in Boise.
One of our beliefs is really working with other shelters to make sure we do save those lives. So this partnership is really important to talk about the messaging of not only adopting out the animals that we have, but working together to create a better life for animals all across the United States.
The week-long event is going on through the end of the week at the Humane Society's Bird Street location. To find out more information on the tour, just go to our website.
Still ahead on Idaho News 6, it appears progress is being made in peace talks for the war in eastern Ukraine. Coming up next, why some say Russia is signaling a change in tactics and a potential de-escalation.
Hey, and I'm Chief Meteorologist Scott Valley. Cold front offshore is going to change our weather once again. I'll tell you when this will arrive and what we can expect with that front coming up in my forecast shortly.
We'll be right back. This is Idaho News 6.
A major strategy shift. That's what U.S. officials are calling the Kremlin's latest plan to drastically reduce military forces in 2 Ukrainian cities.
The Russian Ministry of Defense says it has decided to de-escalate following peace talks. Chris Wynn reports on this key military change and what Russia expects in return.
A significant move on 2 fronts. Russia pulling back some forces from Kyiv and Chernihiv following the latest peace talks with Ukraine in Istanbul, with Turkey hailing the talks as the most meaningful progress yet. More than a month into the invasion, many crediting the underestimated resilience of the Ukrainian people.
I do think that Ukraine is in a good negotiating position, much better than they would be had they not been able to push the Russians out of Kyiv.
Paramount to Russia's change in strategy, an agreement on neutrality. A Ukrainian presidential advisor saying a meeting between Putin and Zelensky is now a likelihood. But the shelling of northern cities continued on Tuesday, even as the de-escalation was announced.
Mr. Mayor, what was that?
You have just heard an explosion. That means something has flown in to attack us. You can give this recording to your military and they will tell you that this is not our explosion. This isn't us striking something. This is something that has come from the enemy side.
U.S. officials believe Russian forces are pulling back in some areas of the north to focus on gains in the south and the east. But Secretary of State Antony Blinken cautions that this could be a deception.
There is what Russia says, and there's what Russia does. We're focused on the latter.
In Washington, I'm Chris Wynn reporting.
And I'm Chief Meteorologist Scott Drovall. Coming up next to my forecast after the break. We've had some wind today. We'll find out how the wind today compares to what it would be like during the day tomorrow and again during the day on Thursday. If you've got outdoor plans, you'll want to know that forecast. That's coming up.
Take Idaho News 6 with you. Download the app from your app store. We'll be right back. Meteorologist Scott Dorval with the Idaho News 6 forecast.
Snow continues in the Central Mountains on the ground. That is, of course, at 5,000 feet, typical this time of year. But boy, the lake is really starting to thaw here. The ice, it won't be long before we're going to see those breaks in the ice coming on into the McCall area with temperatures like this getting above 50 degrees again tomorrow, 47. 41 Thursday, a little colder. And then you see the low temperature Friday morning down to 19 and then up to 45 in the afternoon. But still, not a lot of moisture coming on in. However, there is a slight chance for a couple of showers during the day tomorrow that we're showing up there coming in from the west. Right now we're generally dry. Been rain showers in the Magic Valley. Those are with a departing storm system. But when we look offshore, is that cold front that I was telling you about in the break here. Cooler breezy conditions behind it. This front comes through tomorrow afternoon. With it, there could be a shower that comes through the Treasure Valley about 2 o'clock. Same thing all of western Idaho. A slight chance for